हमारे साथ आज कॉर्पोरेट रडार में टीम लीज सर्विसेज के मैनेजमेंट मौजूद हैं। साल 2000 में टीम लीज की शुरुआत हुई थी। जनरल स्टाफिंग और रिक्रूटमेंट से जुड़े सॉल्यूशंस देती है कंपनी, साथ ही ट्रेनिंग, पेरोल, प्रोसेसिंग और रेगुलेटरी कंप्लायंस से जुड़े काम भी करती है। आज कंपनी के टॉप मैनेजमेंट से हम नए साल में हायरिंग के ट्रेंड और उनके ग्रोथ प्लान पर बात करेंगे। साथ ही विस्तार की योजनाओं और बिजनेस आउटलुक के बारे में भी हम आगे चर्चा करेंगे। ज़्यादा बातचीत के लिए हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं कंपनी के CFO रमानी दाथी। रमानी, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका मैम शो पर। और सबसे पहले तो नए साल की आपको ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं। तो मैम, इस वक्त अगर ओवरऑल इंडस्ट्री की बात करें, करंट डिमांड सिनेरियो की बात करें, तो वो कैसी नज़र आ रही है आपको? फ्लेक्सी स्टाफिंग और परमानेंट हायरिंग क्या ज़्यादा इस वक्त डिमांड में है?
Happy New Year to you too as well. So as of now, the hiring demand, to be very honest, is still a little weak compared to where we were last year. Last year, around Jan, Feb, the hiring trends across industries like retail, quick commerce, and manufacturing, those segments are giving us very good numbers. This time, relatively, we are seeing little slowness in the hiring trends on the contract staffing side. BFSI is also, to some extent, is slowing down in terms of overall hiring numbers. Coming to IT side of it, typically where the perm recruitment and permanent hiring is more. On the GCC segment, the numbers are growing very well. In fact, we are expecting more numbers in GCC hiring compared to last year. But on the IT services side, we are not seeing any major pickup. As of now, IT services is expected to stay flat.
ठीक है, तो ओवरऑल फ्लैट ही डिमांड नज़र आ रही है। ओवरऑल हायरिंग ट्रेंड भी कमज़ोरी है। मैम, ऐसे में आपने कुछ सेक्टर्स का नाम लिया, ओवरऑल ट्रेंड भी आपसे समझना चाहेंगे। कौन कौन से सेक्टर्स हैं जहां पर कि थोड़ा बहुत रिकवरी या इम्प्रूवमेंट आपको नज़र आ रहा है? IT, BFSI, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, लॉजिस्टिक्स, सेगमेंट वाइज किस तरह का आप परफॉर्मेंस देख रही हैं?
Yeah. Manufacturing is doing very well, and we are expecting the trend would continue for rest of this year in manufacturing. BFSI, as of now, as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of slowed, and the hiring trend might pick up only maybe after a quarter or two, given the current outlook and the open positions that we are seeing with top BFSI companies. And as far as IT is concerned, as I called out, GCCs are doing very well. IT services, as of now, is steady, but whether they pick up in a quarter or two, we are not sure, because many companies are calling about impact of AI, ML, productivity enhancement, which will have impact on entry-level jobs, coding jobs. So IT is going to be uncertain even for this year as well. Coming to the other segments, like quick commerce, retail, they are doing very well. And especially quick commerce, the hiring trend has been very positive, because now we are seeing more and more hiring happening in tier 2, tier 3 places as well, the smaller towns. There also the numbers are picking up. And in addition to that, all other segments like pharma and other industries, the trend has been stable.
ठीक है, तो ओवरऑल ट्रेंड स्टेबल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में स्पेशली नज़र आ रहे हैं। ये AI और ऑटोमेशन से क्या फ़र्क पड़ा इतना? वो कितना इफ़ेक्ट कर रहा है आपके स्टाफिंग नीड्स को? उसके बारे में भी कुछ बताइए।
Yeah. AI and ML within staffing, we are not seeing any impact, because staffing we do only for experienced profile within IT segment, only 4 or 5 year plus experience profile, the mid-level management. And typically contract staffing companies go for contract staffing for niche skill set in this space. So there we are seeing good demand. So there is no impact. However, the biggest impact of AI we are seeing, especially at the entry level, and the jobs which are mainly into coding, because now with the kind of AI tools that are available, the coding is largely getting automated, and especially the number of jobs that are needed in 0 to 3 year experience profile have been coming down drastically. So that's one segment which will have a major impact in terms of creation of new jobs. And having said that, that is going to be a temporary impact, but the estimate is that AI will create more jobs and new jobs in different segments in the coming years. That's one another estimate. But as of now, at entry-level IT jobs, we are seeing an impact.
ओके, बिल्कुल। तो एआई और यहाँ पर ऑटोमेशन को लेकर ये कुछ अपडेट यहाँ पर देते हुए मैम ये भी समझना चाहेंगे कि इस वक्त ग्लोबल अनसर्टेनिटी को देखते हुए क्या कंपनीज अपने हायरिंग प्लान्स को भी पोस्टपोन कर रही हैं? क्या इस तरह का भी ट्रेंड आपको नज़र आ रहा है?
As of now, no, because whatever the global uncertainty that we are seeing has been there in place for the last 2 years, and that has impacted IT big time. And in fact, now we are seeing slight recovery in IT. However, because of the US tariff situation and all, there are certain industries that have slowed down, like textiles and pharma and few other industries, agri-related. So those industries have kind of slowed down since last 2 quarters, and that may continue. However, at broad level, we are expecting that the overall hiring trends can be stable because, again, we are largely a domestic consumption dependent country, and that shouldn't have a global drop shouldn't have major impact across the spectrum. It will definitely impact sectors like IT or pharma or some of these specific areas. But overall, we are still hoping that this year the trends would be steady.
ओके, ठीक है। तो ये है हायरिंग ट्रेंड को लेकर व्यू कंपनी का। लेकिन मैम अब हमने देखा कि नवंबर 2025 में न्यू लेबर जो लॉ है, कोड है, वो इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ, कि फोर्स में आया। उससे आप कितना इम्पैक्ट देख रही हैं हायरिंग ट्रेंड में, और आने वाले समय में स्टाफिंग कॉस्ट पर और कंप्लायंस पर किस तरह का असर देख रही हैं?
Yeah. So with respect to labor codes, we are welcoming because this is going to formalize the employment, especially entry-level employment. Substantial number is going into unorganized segment where employees are not getting social security benefits like Provident Fund, ESIC, gratuity, leave encashment, these kind of benefits. So now with implementation of labor codes, and once there is a digitization, once the digital filings also come in place, which the government is talking under the Shram Suvidha portal. So that's when we can see a major shift in terms of labor compliances. Like the majority of the employees who are currently in unorganized space or who are currently not receiving social security. So over time, more and more companies will be compelled to move these numbers to a structured or a fully compliant employment benefits schemes. Having said that, in the short run, there'll be an increase in labor costs for the companies because now they have to increase their PF contributions or their ESIC contributions, gratuity, payables. All of these numbers will go up in the short run. But the idea is the cost of compliance will also come down in the long run because now there is much more clarity. Earlier we used to have 44 different labor laws. Now it's only 4 simple labor codes. Instead of doing multiple filings, now there is going to be a one single written to be filed every month. So keeping all these aspects in mind, the cost of compliance in the long run is expected to come down, and more formal jobs with social security benefits will be created.
ओके, तो बिल्कुल नए लेबर कोड के आने से नए अपॉर्चुनिटी, नए अवसर तो क्रिएट हो रहे हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं कॉस्ट भी बढ़ सकती है, बट ओवरऑल इट्स गुड फॉर इकोनॉमी। मैम अब एक और जो एक्सपेक्ट है जॉब का, गिग इकोनॉमी, वो भी एक तरीके से इवॉल्व होते हुए हम देख रहे हैं, नज़र आ रही है। ये जो गिग अपॉर्चुनिटी है, इकोनॉमी है, ये आपके लिए कितना बड़ा अवसर है? और प्लेटफॉर्म वर्कफोर्स की बात करें तो अगले 3-4-5 सालों में आप किस तरह का ये अवसर यहाँ पर देख रही हैं?
We are working with platform companies, but only working for the profiles which are on payroll model, which are on employment model, whether they are contract employees or part-time employees, only those models. We are currently not catering to the gig model because there is kind of gray area in terms of what kind of social security benefits will be extended under the new labor codes. So that's why we are not working on the gig model. Having said that, right now, we have close to 1 crore people who are working in some form or the other under the gig model. And this numbers can further go up, mainly because the take homes are relatively higher compared to an employment because there is a 24% PF deduction, 6% ESIC deduction, and many other mandatory statutory deductions. in entry level employment, which is impacting the take home salaries. So that's why we are seeing at that 0 to 1 year level, more and more people are opting for gig roles for the time being. And we expect that this 1 crore number can further go up. But now, under the new labor code, since there is also a mention that even the gig workers should have some coverage of social security, it's going to be interesting. Like how, because there are many of these workers are working for multiple platforms. It's not like they're exclusively working for only one company. So many of them work for 3 or 4 platforms in terms of either food delivery or grocery delivery, like multiple platforms they're working for. So in that case, there is no single employer as such. So then how are the social security is going to be distributed across is going to be a question. But as far as TeamLease is concerned, quick commerce, e-commerce is one of our fastest growing segment within TeamLease. On average, almost 8% of our total numbers are coming from this segment alone.
मैम थोड़ा एक रूरल इकोनॉमी को लेकर भी हमें आपसे आउटलुक समझना था। हम देख रहे हैं कि वहाँ पर कंजम्पशन डिमांड तो काफ़ी स्ट्रांग लग रही है, लेकिन हायरिंग को लेकर क्या व्यू बन रहा है आपका? क्योंकि अभी हम देख रहे हैं कि फॉर्मल जॉब्स में अगर देखें रूरल पार्टिसिपेशन काफ़ी कम है। किसी रिपोर्ट में पढ़ रही थी कि केवल 12% ही है। तो यहाँ पर और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जॉब क्रिएट हो सके, ग्रोथ आ सके, ऐसे में कंपनी के लिए, ओवरऑल इंडस्ट्री के लिए क्या कुछ अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं?
You are very right, Pooja, because so far, whatever formal jobs that we have been seeing, majority of them are going into metros and tier 1 cities, and very limited numbers were going into rural related formal roles. So even within TeamLease, over the last few years, if I take the last 10-year data, on average, about 70 to 80% of the new hirings that we do in a year would be based out of metros and tier 1, tier 2 cities. Only about 15 to 20% would be in tier 3 places or rural areas. But this year, we have specifically called out in our Q1 results as well that starting this year, we are seeing a very good pickup in not just rural. The numbers that we have published is rural plus tier 2, tier 3 overall hiring numbers. So Q1 and Q2 consistently, we have seen 60 to 70% of the new hirings that are happening are coming from rural plus tier 2, tier 3 places, which is very welcoming because this is where we have a large supply of talent, but majority of these jobs are either getting into informal roles or they are compelled to migrate to metros and cities to secure a job. So now that there is an increase in rural consumption, rural demand, so more companies are also setting up and extending their formal jobs and formal presence in those locations as well. And we are expecting this trend would continue into future. And accordingly, we are also expanding our hiring partners and hiring network even into tier 3 and rural areas as well.
राइट, तो बिल्कुल रूरल इकोनॉमी को भी यहाँ पर और वहाँ पर भी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा फॉर्मल जॉब्स में उनका पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ सके, उसे भी यहाँ पर बढ़ावा देने की ज़रूरत है। मैम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका आज समय देने के लिए और आगे के विस्तार योजनाओं पर भी हमसे बात करने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच एंड अगेन विश यू अ वेरी हैप्पी न्यू ईयर।